Oh man. So here's a new purchase for the property. I got tired of waiting for a rental to pop up. One of these came up on Marketplace, and I thought I'd go take a look. I did a little research and I figured that would do for what I needed around the property. And I don't have to worry about lining up a date for the rental. I can just hop on it whenever I need it, and it'll do just fine, I think. But seems to be a bit of a battery issue right now. Now, he's one of these Chinese mini excavators, on for a decent price. Like compared to the brand name machine, it's probably, oh man, it's a quarter of the price. I think the same size machine with one of the brand names is, 40 grand. This one cost me 6,500 bucks. So we'll give it a try. Did some research on them, and they seem like a pretty good machine for what you get. Just got to get mine going here. It was running fine there a week ago when they loaded up on the trailer. Not sure what's going on. Maybe just a weak battery. They probably gave it a bump before I showed up there and started up. We'll have to see how it goes though. But I got the Bluetti on it with the trickle charger. Giving it a charge. We'll give it a couple hours. Get a charge in it and see where we're at. In the meantime though, there is a ton of grass here. I've been neglecting the property here for a couple weeks. It's been raining non-stop. My driveway is getting chewed up. I really need to get some gravel in there and pound it down. Just every time I come in here, it's so wet, tires just chew it up. So in the meantime, let's get doing some lawn work here. I've got my lawnmower here for the grass, and then my brush saw weed whacker for all the underbrush. And the no-see-ums are loving it. They are everywhere right now. I was kind of hoping to be cooler today, but it's going to get pretty warm. Just get started and run out of line. Yeah, it just seems like one of those days. Just get started and have to stop and rectify some sort of problem. But, I mean, kind of nice that it happened at the beginning rather than 5 minutes down the road or something like that. Easy enough to change too. Okay, so I got a good portion of the yard cut for grass and the underbrush, and I've stirred up the no-seams like you wouldn't believe. They are everywhere. Hopefully with this afternoon heat coming up, it kind of keeps them at bay. I sure enjoy it when they're not here. Anyway, I got the mini excavator off the trailer. Didn't take long for the battery to charge actually. It's a smaller battery, so I just took it off the flatbed there and parked over here for now. From what I from my experience with it so far, these controls are fairly sensitive. It's a little bit jerky compared to other excavators I've operated, but I mean, you're getting what you pay for type thing, right? You're not paying top dollar for a premium brand. Having said that, I will be able to make this work. It's just I'm not used to the finesse yet, so I'll figure it out. But it does have a lot of power. Let's give it a start here. You gotta remember the kill switch too, the battery kill switch. Anyway, we'll be playing with that here in a little bit. I just want to get this grass cut up. I got a little bit left to do, and then we'll play around with this thing a little bit. Okay, so I figured the way to get used to this is digging this little pile of black dirt I got. Need to fill up another bed in the garden, the raised beds. So I thought I'd use this to fill up the wheelbarrow, and then dump the wheelbarrow into the bed. Give me a little practice time getting used to the controls. See how it does. Well, first thoughts, it's jerky. It's not the smoothest machine. I found if you just idle it back, when you want to do some finesse type stuff, it smoothens out a bit. That thumb's a pain. Does nothing but get in the way. So a guy might want to think about getting a hydraulic thumb on it. It does have, it is plumbed for a hydraulic thumb for accessories. So it's just a matter of getting the thumb and putting it on. But that thumb the way it is, it just gets in the way. And picking stuff up is a pain. That'd be one upgrade I'm considering doing. Other than that, I think I just have to get used to the machine. Like I'm used to the higher end type machines, a lot smoother. Also bigger machines. 3.5 ton, this is a 1 ton. So there's not a lot of weight to it. I was pretty impressed how it picked up this log. Although I did buck it up. It picked it up. I wouldn't want to move it very far, but I just want to see how well it did with picking it up, and it picked it up for sure. Full tree. So yeah, it's pretty impressive. But I think I just need a little bit of practice on it. Okay, so this is another thing I'm kind of concerned about. These drives are exposed big time and they're in the way. You can see all sorts of debris and stuff is collecting on them. These hydraulic lines are exposed, so just gonna have to be mindful with what I'm doing. Remembering or recognizing that the drives are back here and how vulnerable they are to exposed lines. I'll have to figure out how to make some sort of guard or protector for these drives. In the meantime, I'll just have to be mindful. And this thumb is a pain. It's fixed. It gets in the way most of the time, and it doesn't function as a thumb most of the time. I'd say probably 20% of the time it's effective. So I'll have to look into getting hydraulic units set up. I've got the auxiliary hydraulic lines already in place, so just a matter of getting the thumb and hooking it up. I'll have to price one out. So overall, though, I think it's a pretty handy machine. It'll come in handy at the property here. I'm glad I picked it up. Be able to get quite a bit of work done, and I won't be reliant on the rental companies and having a skid steer, a excavator available. Although a 3.5 ton would be nice. This will do what I need to get done around here. I will still have to rent a skid steer here at some point and get my grading done. But for now, this will do with popping out stumps and moving logs and stuff like that. Digging up the odd tree. Looking forward to getting some work done with it. So it looks so much better here than it did this morning. It was really grown in this morning when I first got here. I haven't been here for a couple weeks. It's been raining pretty hard the past couple weeks too. Not sure me coming out and doing any work would have been any good anyway. See how tore up the driveway is so far. I gotta quote on some gravel and get probably 2 or 3 loads of gravel in here and level it out, put that geotech mat down, and then gravel on top. Take care of that problem, clean things up. It's been so wet here lately, it hasn't had a chance to dry and just saturated into the ground. But it's better than forest fires. And just playing around with that little mini excavator today was pretty fun. Still got to get used to it. It's a little bit jerky. I got to get a little bit more finesse on the controls, but all in good time. But it definitely will be a handy tool. I'll even be able to load logs onto the sawmill, load logs on and off the trailer as well. So we'll see how the weather is the next little while. See if I can get out here and do some more building on the firewood shed. Been kind of putting that off just because the weather's been so lousy. I do have a few logs I can work with, but I do have to go out into the bush and grab more logs to peel, as I'm probably not going to have enough. I'll probably need another 8 logs. And then I can start working on the roof. And once the roof is done, I'll be able to fill it up with wood. But it's just so hard getting stuff done when it's constantly raining. And I've got some dead trees I got to fall around here. There's actually one right by the mill. It's leaning the opposite way, which is good, but I still don't like it there, so we'll have to get to that. And then there's this deck. Should be able to complete this in a single day by itself. Just get the deck made, and then I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do for a roof to cover up. And this will be the outdoor kitchen. Get some sort of barbecue or a grill or something up there. Then on one of those rainy days, I can come out and cook and enjoy the outside without getting wet. Well, pretty good day out at the property here. got a bunch of work done. Property looks good, and I got to play with that with my new toy. Should be able to get quite a bit of work done with that machine. All I have to do now is rent a skid steer to do the final grading after I'm done majority of the work with that mini hoe. Then I gotta get some gravel in here to fix my driveway, complete the firewood shed, and complete the outdoor kitchen, and get that mill tuned in. Been wanting to get out here for the past month to do it, but it's been so wet. I just don't want to be playing with it in the rain. Makes me a fair weather sawyer. But it would be nice to have a cover or a shelter over top of that mill, so even if it is rainy weather, the guy could still do some milling. But all in good time. Rain sure does put a damper on the construction season. Anyway, with that said, if you made it with me this far, I thank you, and we'll talk to you later.